you may hear lightly in the background. White Christmas. They're singing Snow because I am going to Vermont tomorrow for Evita. It's going to be very fun. I'm very excited and kind of nervous, but I think it's going to be great. Yay! I'm all packed. Let's see if I can show you my suitcase. There's my suitcase with my robe on top so I don't forget to take it. And I have a backpack that's really heavy. And I'm taking some random food because I'm just weird like that. And it's because I want to try and not spend money. And a purse. That was the other thing. Yay! So Vermont is tomorrow. Yay! Huh. And this week was a big fat roller coaster. And I'm gonna turn this off because it's bugging me now. So Monday. We'll start with Monday. So Monday I had a meeting scheduled with my agents to go in and talk to them about just kind of what the plan was when I came back, just to touch base before I left and stuff, and they didn't like my hair. I don't know if you could even tell that it was a little red, but I've put it back more blonde now. More on that in a second. But I went in to talk to my agents, and long story short, they didn't like my hair, and I've, made a lot of specific fitness goals since the last time that I talked to them, and one of them, I think he was just kind of confused about what I was doing with myself and stuff. And he said, so how is the fitness thing going? You don't really look like you look the same. You look the same. And of course, that's never easy to hear. That's really difficult to hear. And so, and I told him, no, I have made progress, and I have made progress, but it's very minimal. And so I think there's something that I need to do differently, but regardless of any of that, I was very upset, and it actually turned out to be a really good meeting because I was upset. I was able to just tell them how I felt about our relationship and things that need to change and get better, and the things that I liked too, and they were very wonderful and kind, and I went to a fitness class with Chris, one of my agents, that night, and it was actually awesome. It was a really cool fitness class. It was all positive affirmations, low impact cardio, but you're just saying positive affirmations the whole time, and it was really great. It was really inspiring. The instructor was fabulous. I should post a link to that. I'm sorry I didn't post more links that I said I would post the last blog, but I will. I need to go through and edit that, but I did that, and I also called my parents that day, and I'm sure I called my dad, and I was blubbering like an idiot, like he couldn't understand anything I was saying, just because I was upset. And but anyway, that night when I went to the fitness class, one of Chris's friends at that gym guested me in, and I met her, and her name was Monique, and she actually sent me some cool diet stuff that I started the next day, and I think it's working. I haven't done any measurements of myself yet, but I think it's working. Still working on figuring out how to tell when I'm full and when I should stop, and also when to eat and when not to eat. It's all that intuitive, eat when you're hungry stuff and stop when you're full. It's the stopping when you're full that's rough for me. But sometimes eating when you're hungry is hard too, because if you just don't have the food with you, or blah blah blah. Anyway, lots of little details to try and figure out and just get to where I want to get to. And so I also bought a bikini. I bought a bikini. It's pink. It's really cute. And it was expensive. But I knew that if I got a cheap one, then it wouldn't be the same. So the whole point is incentive. And I haven't hung it up on my wall yet because I have it packed to take to Vermont with me, so I can have it on my wall and let it be a goal and let it be whatever it needs to be. but it's really, really cute. It was so funny. Well, I want to do a whole blog post about the experience of buying it, just because I think it would be poetic and funny. But anyway, I got a bikini. Crazy. And I am going to wear that thing, and I'm going to feel sexy when I'm done. Well, when I get to the place I want to get, and I'm never done. I'm always going to be maintaining. Forever, forever. I can do it. So yeah, that was Monday and Tuesday. Oh, I don't know when I bought the bikini. It was like Thursday or Friday or something, and I was all embarrassed. I like took it into work and was like, oh my gosh, I bought a bikini. Not to everyone, just to friends. Okay, well now I'm rambling a little bit. What was the rest of this week? Lots of packing, lots of cleaning out my room. I cleaned out my whole room. My subletter is coming in on Tuesday. My name's Jennifer. Yay, Jennifer! Thank you for making the show less of a financial burden. Well, I mean, it's not a burden anyway because I'm getting paid. We got our scripts for Evita online. I have my itinerary. I'm leaving tomorrow at 11:30. I've gotten to say goodbye to a lot of people. I mean, it's not like goodbye, it's just until later, you know. So that's been really good. On Saturday night, last night, I went with Katie and Cedric to Baby Cakes Bakery, Charissa, and it's a gluten-free, processed sugar-free, nut-free, dairy-free bakery. And I was like, oh my gosh, this is the place for me. I think they're soy-free too. But it was great. It just like met all of my needs, and it was kind of an adventure. We met at 42nd Street, actually at Ruby's, and I went to get a tip out and say goodbye to everybody who was working, you know, short. It's a busy night, but said goodbye, and then we got on the train, and we got to a point where we needed to transfer to another line, and the line that we were transferring to was broken, or like it just wasn't running, and I like really wanted to go. I was like, this is my night to like say goodbye to New York, and I really want to go to this bakery. And so we got up, and I was like, I'll pay for the cab, guys. We're taking a cab, and we took a cab there, and we were still late. We got there like 3 minutes after they closed, and I knocked on the door, and the girl came and opened the door, and she was like, I just closed my register. I'm so sorry. And she looks at me and she goes, are you gluten intolerant? And I was like, yes. Which isn't exactly true. I'm just not eating gluten right now. But she just handed me a dessert. And I was like, wait, let me pay you. And she was like, don't worry about it. She was so funny. They were just closing and calling it good. And yeah, my close up shop. But yeah, I mean, it was a real roller coaster of a week. I tried to take a lot of dance classes. I worked out a lot. I slept a lot. Just tried to take really good care of my body. I really have been following this diet really strictly. And Tuesday is the 1 week mark of the first stage of this diet. It's 2 weeks. I'm using South Beach diet to see if it works. I mean, I've tried a lot of things, but it's not just South Beach. It's kind of South Beach diet mixed in with a body type diet that's worked really well for me in the past, and all of the restrictive things that make me feel better. They're not restrictive. It's like choices that make me feel better. Than no dairy, no nuts, no gluten, that stuff. And oh shoot, there's one more thing. Oh, intuitive eating, just eating when I'm hungry, that stuff. And I'm trying not to eat after like 7:30. That sounds like a whole lot of rules, but they've all built on top of each other, so for me, it's mostly just focusing on South Beach diet. Yeah, which the first 2 weeks is no carbs at all. So, anyway, it's going well. I feel good about it. I feel re-enthused. Today at church, I just love church. It just makes me feel so good to be there, and it's not even that I am that social or that everything that comes out of everyone's mouth is just so inspiring. I mean, it is inspiring, but I just feel closer to God when I go, and I feel at peace with things, and I feel better about things. And on Saturday morning when I was getting my hair done, I had planned on, going in again to get a full foil with the girl who put red in it initially. I was reading, while I was sitting there and she was putting the foils in my hair, I was reading this marketing book that was talking about how marketing has changed and how now, like, you have to have a closer relationship with your clients, like, with the clientele when you're advertising something. So it's kind of, there's just like this loop, and it was just talking about all these principles of how to have a good relationship with people. It was about listening and developing your product based on your clientele feedback and that kind of stuff. And it all just made me think about the importance of relationships, and how when you're selling something, you shouldn't ever be doing it for money to be successful. To be successful, you have to be offering a service to someone. And it was, just that thought put me in a totally different mindset of what I wanted to do with art and with myself. Like, it should be, everything I do should be a service and an offering to people, something that I'm giving them. And I should listen for their feedback to how I can make it better the next time. So, yeah, and it just came back to that idea. There's a verse in Mosiah where it's King Benjamin's big speech, and he talks about how a good king serves his people and works with his people. And that's how leaders are naturally chosen in life. Leaders and those that you would promote, it's those who give the most. And that came full circle to one of the affirmations that was in my Monday night cardio class, was, are you ready to give more than you ever have before? Are you ready to play on a higher level? Because playing on a higher level means giving more. And I think if I can keep that mentality, especially with like the diet stuff and the workout stuff, but also the creative stuff, and eventually my own personal marketing scheme system thing, if I can keep that as part of it, then I can use all of those facets as an opportunity to get closer to this guy. I love that he's right there. To get closer to the Savior and to be more Christ-like. And, or just more good. Just more good. Because that's really what he was, and what we're all trying to be. And goodness is love, and love is happiness. So I think I'll end on that note and just say I love you all, and thanks for watching, and I need your prayers all the time, especially as I embark on this new journey of, it's not new, this continuing journey of understanding my body and what it needs and what it doesn't need, and how to reach my goals and be the best person and the best disciple and the best performer and the best me that I can be. So, all my love to you, and I hope that your weeks are going well, and please let me know what I can do for you. Alright? So, lots of love, and we'll see you next week.